Peace, family. What's going on? Will Roundtree here with the Full-Time CEO podcast. Look, today I have a very special guest, Mr. Dub Washington, who is out here blazing the trails and educating people, not just on credit, but foundation, structure, and knowing what banks to use for personal versus business. So you definitely don't want to miss this episode. And if you have not done so, make sure you like, follow, comment, and share. And y'all already know I'll see you at the next episode. Let's go.
I funded myself over $2.3 million between personal and business credits.
Hey,
listen, 1 year can trick you out of business. You can go and make $1 million in a year, and then you start elevating your lifestyle to say, okay, bro, yeah, I can go and afford that. But you still got to pay taxes on that. You still got a team that you got to pay. You have all of these different categories to where every year you may not do it.
You can't save your way out of poverty. If the bank is going to take your money invested in real estate, how come we not doing that? We got to focus on ownership. We have to own shit. I love investing in real estate. It's the one tangible asset class that has stood the test of time. Peace, family. What's going on? Will Roundtree here, and you are tuned in to the Full-Time CEO podcast, where we interview entrepreneurs, businessmen, businesswomen, moguls, and just dope people from the culture. And today I have a very special guest. Look, y'all already know, anytime I bring somebody up, they're definitely special. And the individual we have today is definitely nothing short than phenomenal for a couple different reasons. For one, I love seeing individuals who kind of took the game and ran with it. You know, y'all know I've been in this industry for going on 20 years, ladies and gentlemen. Look, I remember back in 2007, if you told somebody you did credit repair, it was almost like a gray cloud was over. I remember being at work and people used to say, Will, what else you doing outside of here? And I used to whisper, I do credit repair. It was like, you know, almost the equivalent of being a drug dealer or a street dude. But now all of that stuff is glorified, just like the credit space. And more importantly, especially when you find individuals who's doing it the right way. That's my biggest thing. And you know, y'all already know I've mentored so many individuals. I've worked with a lot of individuals. I've actually had the very first video on YouTube that went viral on how to get the perfect credit score. But more importantly, today is not about me. I just had to make sure that y'all know that I love when people from my industry tap in with me and say, Will, man, I want to tap in with you, and I want to share with the people the things that you've been sharing, and I just want to echo and put my little seasoning on it. So today we have a very special guest. Dub Washington came all the way out here from Atlanta.
Yes, sir.
Boy, it's going to be hot in here today. It's already 125 in Vegas. What was the temperature out there when you left, man?
It was like 107.
107. Man. So
yeah,
combined, it's about 230. And so y'all already know we about to cook up some heat. So more importantly, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome my good friend and dope entrepreneur, and probably has already helped someone in your circle right now, Mr. Dub Washington. What's going on, man?
My brother, I appreciate you.
Look, man, we're going to jump right into it. I want to know you, the person, first.
Okay.
Because, you know, anybody can flip online and they can see all your accolades and see all of the dope things you're doing, what you're doing for your family. But let's learn who Dub is, the individual. And so you were born in the Carolinas?
Yes, sir. Really from South Carolina.
Okay.
Bro.
I've never been out there before.
Man, it ain't nothing but porch, shade trees, and beer, man.
So I can remember back in 2004. Mm-hmm. So my mom's used to be an accountant for the company Milwaukee Tools. And at the time, I didn't have a job. So their transportation department had vehicles that they would ship between their different warehouses. And there was a warehouse in North Carolina. And so I remember they asked me to drive it. I didn't make no money. I just got to travel and see the country a little bit on their dime. But I just remember driving through the mountains and was like, I better not fall asleep.
Oh, yeah.
I've never seen mountains before. But growing up in Milwaukee, all we saw was potholes, buildings, and restaurants, but you know, definitely had never seen mountains. So tell me a little bit about your culture, your upbringing. Did you play sports? You know, did you come from a family of that taught financial literacy? If you want to share a little bit of that with
Absolutely, us. Man. So small town Seneca, South Carolina, right? And I'm talking about, you ever seen them TV shows or movies whenever they have 7, 8 lights in the whole city.
Yeah,
like
I graduated high school in Kosciuszko, Mississippi.
Okay, so you know,
very small town.
Yeah, very small community. So single parent household, grew up with my mother, instilled in me just great values and that Southern hospitality,
Definitely.
right? So, you know, taught me how to treat a lady and do different things, which has also propelled me to be a great husband.
Absolutely.
But more so along the story of myself. We didn't know about entrepreneurship, didn't know about credit. It's often a thing in the black community where they say, you know, we black, we supposed to have bad credit. So I was always under that perception, like, you know, we cash flow. If you can't buy it with cash, you can't get it.
Man, look, when Wu-Tang came out with the song Cream, man, cash rules that. Wu-Tang, as much as I love y'all, I'm gonna need y'all to change that.
Come on.
Credit rules everything around me.
Credit rules
Let 'em
everything.
know,
That's
dog.
hard. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I have, like I say, fast forward to now, I funded myself over $2.3 million between personal and business credit.
Absolutely.
And we gonna get to all of that good sauce.
100%.
But yeah, bro, just small town country boy, grew up single parent household, hard working, played sports. I thought, like everybody else, I thought I was gonna go to the league, man.
Definitely.
I had that jump. I
Man,
could, you know.
look, when I saw I wasn't going past 5'10",
Come on.
I stopped hooping.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I stopped.
Yeah, so played sports and done all things pretty much as like every young black African American. We play sports. If you're not sports related, you're gonna try to rap. You're gonna try to do different things. I also have a background. You know, I sold weed whenever it wasn't legal.
Definitely,
you know what I'm saying? So nowadays you can go to the dispensary. You can go different places
It's
to get
everywhere.
it. Exactly. So that's literally me. One of my darkest times whenever I was going through that was just trying to make ends meet.
Right.
And then, you know, we don't really know too many ways. If I don't know about credit back then, we would be up. But that's a little bit about me. I'm here really to help the people. And then I got a slogan. Like you say, I'm going to come add the season. I got a slogan that says everybody eats. And that's one of the things that I do. I make sure everybody eat, bro.
100%. So speaking of everybody eats, how did you get into the credit space?
2016, I want to say.
Okay.
At that time, I had like a 430 credit score. I didn't even think it could go that low, right?
It can, yeah.
It can get
I
bad.
think mine was probably 410, so I had you beat.
So I was like around like a 416, 420 credit score. And I went to CarMax and I tried to get a Honda Accord.
Okay.
And man, they pulled my credit and they was like, listen, sir, like we can't do nothing for you. I'm like, man, I got, you know, probably $5,000-$6,000 to put down. So then I knew the importance of it because I was always under the perception, buy here, pay here. Let's keep it real now.
100%.
Buy here, pay here. You know, if you can pay it in cash, you can get it. So that was my first time ever trying to finance something in my own name without a cosigner.
Right.
And that allowed me to see like, bro, like this thing is real. Like credit is the wave. Like you really got to be in tune with it and how to understand how to leverage it, how to grow it. That was pretty much my intro to it. And then how I scaled from there, I joined Mentorship. Once I joined that Mentorship and was exposed to this information, man, it was like a rocket ship, man.
Man, let's touch on that a little bit, Doug, because one of the things that I often share with people is that mentorship changed my life. And I actually got into entrepreneurship in 2003, but I started in network marketing. And the thing that I learned in network marketing was personal development. And the mentorship that I got, they focused on my mentor taught me more on personal development than how to run a business. Because the personal development is what you need to propel, because business does not go the way we think it goes in our mind. And so talk about how important a mentorship was for you, because I think people have an unrealistic expectation that having a mentor guarantees you to be successful. The mentorship is really the individual who guides you to let you know what path to either go down, which path to stay away from, but then also how to handle the ebbs and flows of what it is you're looking to accomplish. Talk a little bit about your you know, what mentorship did for you.
Mentorship literally changed my life because it excelled me in getting to my destination a lot faster, because you can either pay with money or time, and only one of those are replenishable. You know what I'm saying? We all, you know, the Lord only gonna give us a certain amount of time while we here.
Definitely.
So mentorship has been the major staple to getting me to where I'm at in my financial journey, in my spiritual journey, in my family journey, etc. So it's so many different things that you learn from a mentor. even outside of the credit.
Definitely.
So to answer your question directly, is like mentorship is what everybody needs. And it could be a situation to where if you can afford the $2,500, $5,000, even some of the high ticket programs, YouTube University, you can go to Udemy, you can go to all of these different platforms and have someone as your mentor before you even pay them off of their free information. And I often tell people, like, listen, if you really don't know me, if you haven't vetted me, go to my Instagram, go check out that information.
100%.
So you could be getting mentored by me for free now. And of course, I got to pay, etc. But listen, go look at my free content. Go look at your free content. So,
Right.
because me and you, we drop a lot of good information.
Definitely.
We were speaking ahead of time. It's like, bro, like the information that we talking about, we like dinosaurs out here, bro.
Yeah.
You feel me?
It's not a lot of us that are actually talking about foundation.
Come on.
And we're going to get into that a little bit later with you. But I want to touch on the mentorship a little bit more because I think people, like, I'm on social media pretty heavily, I know, just like yourself. And I'm hearing this thing like, oh, well, if it's good, why do you charge people for it? And I want to know your viewpoints on that. I definitely have mine, but what do you say to those individuals who are like, well, why are you charging us? Or, we always put the stigma on, you shouldn't charge other black people. What's your viewpoints on that, Dub?
Whenever you pay attention. YouTube is free. Google is free. If they gave you exactly what you needed, you would already be where you want to be
100%.
at. So we're charging you for the destination, and we're not guaranteeing you that destination. But if we're telling you the steps, we're telling you steps A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, how we went and obtained access to credit, how you went access real estate, all these different things. And the thing is that one mistake, a lot of people look at, okay, you're going to teach this, that, or the other. Like one mistake I could teach you that I learned in my journey could save you 10 grand, 15 grand.
Easy.
So especially with you in the real estate, like it's so many different nuances and different categories to where you got to know what you're doing. Otherwise you could be on a losing end. So mentorship is very key in that aspect, is that you progress people at a lot faster.
No,
pace.
I 1,000% agree, because here's one of the things I've learned. Most people get advice from people who are not an expert per se in those spaces. We're getting our information from our barbers, our girlfriends, our homeboys, homegirls, the beauty salon style. Like, we're getting information from people who are just giving an opinion of something that may have worked or may not worked. And that's why I often liken mentorship like having a personal trainer.
Yes, sir.
A personal trainer can have the best blueprint laid out, but they can't guarantee you the abs because they don't know what you eat when you get home.
Come on.
They don't know if you, you know what I'm saying, if you snacking past midnight. And so the thing that people always say have the unrealistic expectation of a mentor is that it's supposed to guarantee them a right of passage to success financially. The mentor is really to keep them accountable. A mentor is really a paid accountability partner.
Absolutely.
And so that's the thing I often tell people, and why the mentorship is so important, because this journey, it takes a lot.
For sure.
It takes a lot. I tell people often, Dub, that, I've lost everything twice. I've been sued civilly. I've been homeless multiple times. How many times have you failed to get to your levels of success?
Man, to be honest with you and just all the way transparent with you, I can't recall a time to where I have lost it all. And I respect the entrepreneurs who went through that season,
Right.
because that's the tale of the truth. There's whenever you can lose it all and get it back. Fortunately, I'm blessed to be in a position where I haven't had to go through that particular financial storm.
Right.
But I would say with me starting out in 2021 with the coaching, it's been like a rocket ship for me. It's been on a consistent upflow. Of course, with any other business, you're gonna have the ebbs and flows of it,
Right.
the ups and downs. But for the most part, bro, like I've been very consistent with my growth. But I also came in with a perspective and a mentality from a mentor to say,
100%.
okay, listen, 1 year can trick you out of business. You can go and make $1 million in a year, and then you start elevating your lifestyle to say, okay, bro, I can go and afford that. But you still got to pay taxes on that. You still got a team that you got to pay. You have all of these different categories to where every year you may not do an M. Every year you may not have the same revenue. So you got to be in position, keeping the expenses low,
Right.
and just really operating from there. So shout out to you, bro, because I hear a lot of the stories with entrepreneurs, especially with the time frame that you've been in here, it's inevitable that's gonna happen.
No, I appreciate that. And I often tell people that, I started when there was no social media.
Come on.
There was no Zoom virtual meetings to have my mentors were books.
I'm a heavy reader too, bro. So,
You know what I'm saying? Robert Kiyosaki, he doesn't know me, but he know me.
You see what I'm
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
because
sir.
I was studying his books and just studying his viewpoints and the strategies that he laid before us, and often tell people that mentorship is the cheat code. Like I don't even know how to put it anymore. And I tell people that there is a cost of admission. You have to pay the cost of admission if you want to expedite your or mitigate the failure, because it is inevitable if you don't know what to do. Because most people and most of us are first generation entrepreneurs,
Yes,
first
sir.
generation millionaires. We've retired our parents, our spouses, and all of those things. And so, man, mentorship has definitely been a key, and I see that that's been the secret sauce as far as your journey as well too, man.
Yes, sir. And then another thing, like with mentorship, sometimes is even though we put the destination on it, sometimes it's not about the destination, it's about the community.
100%.
So just getting around people who, once again, I'm from South Carolina, you sit around and you smoke weed and you drink beer on the porch under the shade tree, but then you can switch your whole algorithm to go around people who saying, bro, I'm trying to do 100,000 this month, I'm trying to do $10,000 today, etc. And just getting around that community of people that's going to hold you accountable. 100%. And then, speaking on mentorship a lot further, is that sometimes people will hold us as mentors like, listen, can I hit you up every day? Like, listen, what have you done? Have you reviewed the course? Have you reviewed this? So it's just really getting around that community of people that's going to push you and propel you to that next level.
In the right community, they going to hold each other accountable.
Come on. Yes, sir.
So it's even bigger than the mentor. And I often say, in the book, 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, they have the law of the lid. And your community is going to only go as high as the leader's lid.
Yes, sir.
And that's why even as, yourself, myself, and other of us who have built strong communities, it's always important for us to continue sharpening our axe as well. So I tell people, I still have mentors.
Oh, for sure.
I still invest in mentorship. I still, get coached in different things by people who are far more successful than myself.
Absolutely.
And the success isn't even always tied to money.
Come on.
The success sometimes is just, man, how they think. Are they, how astute are they? They move differently. So, Dub, let's talk about the business side of what you do. Okay, so, I got a chance to check out your page, listen to some of the things that you talk about. And the thing that I really love that, you're not selling people necessarily on credit from a credit repair standpoint. And I say that often that, hey, I'm not here to sell you credit repair. I'm here to show you how credit can change your life.
Come on.
And I noticed that is, what you also echo as well, too. So what was that first spark in giving you the thought process of, man, this credit thing can really change people's lives? What was that first light bulb moment for you?
It was travel hacking for me because I understood to go out and get access to capital is one thing. Like, that's really the easy part that most people don't understand.
Easiest, really.
The thing that we all trying to figure out, whether you 10 years, 20 years in, is like, what do we do with the capital once we get it? And there's so many different avenues and everybody trying to tell you to go this route, go that route. So my thing that sparked me was travel hacking because, like I say, like sometimes it's showing people that don't think things are possible that experience.
Right.
So if I can come out to Vegas and only come out here and pay, let's just say $200 and something, bring my whole family out here off of points, that was one of the things that intrigued me. So I was like, bro, like if I can get more credit, then I can travel hack more, and it's about the experiences.
Definitely.
So I have a thing to where I say presence with the TS on the end is not better than presence with the CE on the end. I got 3 kings. I got a 7, I got a 6, and then I got a 2-year-old.
Right.
So with that being said, it's like while I'm out here, they traveling with me. They seeing how I'm operating. They seeing what I'm doing. And then most people, imagine trying to run a business while having a family trap. Like most people can't do that.
Most people aren't in position.
So that travel hacking aspect was the light bulb for me that hit. And I was like, bro, like, I want to get more credit, not to invest and do it, but like to show my family better experiences.
Right.
So for me, that was it.
Let's touch on that a little bit, because the thing that I noticed that sometimes people teach people to credit hacking from a misleading standpoint.
Yes, sir.
Meaning like they assume that the credit is free money. And I often tell people credit isn't income. It's the tool. And when you leverage the tool, it allows you to be able to travel for free. So touch on that a little bit from the standpoint of like, how do you put yourself in a position to use the credit so you can travel hack, but then what vehicle are you using to pay that debt back? Because I think that's the component that so many people miss.
For sure. So with me and my niche, I mainly focus on coaching. So a lot of the ad spend that I get from, promoting my business, et cetera, that would be the one reason how I get points. And then it's another thing, you can churn. You can literally go around and just open up checking accounts as you're supposed to be building a relationship with them. And banks will literally pay you to build a relationship with them.
Definitely.
Certain credit unions will tell you, hey, if you deposit $500 into this checking account, maintain this $500 balance for 60 days, we'll give you $500 in the form of a bonus. So you can literally go around and generate multiple banking relationships. Of course, we're doing it ethically, correctly, 100%. And then they just literally pay you out in form of bonuses. And then you can travel hack with that. So you really don't even need great credit to travel hack. You can just go and open checking accounts. So I want to go here. And then once again, we supposed to be building with multiple institutions regardless. So in the meanwhile, while you're doing that, why not get incentivized for it?
Right. So how do you deal with people when they come to you who have a negative connotation with credit? Credit is bad or evil, or because Big Mama didn't use it or anything like that. So how do you give people a different viewpoint so that they can look at credit as a tool or a leveraging point for their life?
I would give everybody one book to read, and it's called The Money Mammoth. It's about things that were instilled in us that's no longer applicable until today's time. You in this age and time, you're gonna need credit.
You have to.
So whenever I have people come to me and they have that negative connotation of credit, and they're saying, "Oh, credit is only supposed to use for emergency purposes," I'm like, think about how much further your life would be if you had it.
Definitely.
Let me be that example for you, because I would not be where I'm at without credit.
1,000%.
You can go and get access, especially with the strategies that me and you teach. We often say 100, but we keep it on the light side. If you got the correct profile, you can go and get 250, 300,000, whether you're funding yourself horizontally or vertically. We can go and get 200,000-300,000. How long would it take you to save that? If you were working a job, how long would it take you? You never would get that liquid.
They never would. And when I talk to people on that standpoint, I always share data with them.
Come on.
And so I tell people, don't believe Will Roundtree. Just go look at Vanguard, where they break down what the average person saves in a 401k. And after 40 years, they say that the average person should have about 242,000 saved, which breaks down to about 6,000 a year. But the median is 88,000, which means after working 40 years, the average person only has 88,000 saved in a 401k, which is about $2,000 a year that they're saving, where you can structure somebody and educate them and help them get foundationally set, and they can walk into the bank and get access to that in the next 7 to 10 days.
Absolutely.
And so I tell people, we don't have a money problem. We have a strategy problem.
Come on, bro. I love it. That's hard.
We have to really just understand that it's all strategic. And so I love how you talk or how you share that it's really just a mindset. And we have to shift the way we think about credit and how powerful it is. So once you actually got into the travel hacking and you saw the benefit of it, like what was that next level up for you to be able to take it to the next level so that you can actually start educating people on it? Because everybody who and I pay attention to a lot of the things in this space, but everybody doesn't know how to teach people how to do it. They know how to show people just how to go get the credit.
Oh, that's so good.
So what was it that took you to that next level up to be able to educate people on this?
I genuinely love to teach.
Okay.
That's one thing about me, is that I knew whenever I joined several other mentorships how it was structured, and then people would often have questions. So I was that mentor at the time, because once again, we're always investing in ourselves, getting into different rooms. I was the mentor that was in the rooms along with other of their mentors, right? So I'm hearing the cry from afar. I'm hearing the questions that's being asked, or questions that's being asked, and I'm like, okay, nobody's breaking this down. So I'm taking scraps from what other people would not, want to break down because it may have been too surface level, or this is in a course, and then I just dissected it more. So just genuinely me, I just love to teach. Like I could literally talk about credit night and day.
100%.
So to propel me to that next level, I was just like, bro, let me just use the platform, Instagram, social media, TikTok, etc. I was like, bro, let me just get on here and just start telling people the game. That's what a lot of people do is they want to penny pinch you. They want to, feed you scraps. And I'm like, listen, I'm just going to come over here and just educate. And then if you give people value on the front end, they like, listen, bro, for what you've gave me so far, I just feel obligated to pay 100%. You. So that was my strategies. Like, and I'm still that way to this day. Like I tell people, go look at my Instagram at Dub Washington, and you'll see like all of the free information that I give away. A lot of people would pay for. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the free information you give away, I'm like, bro, giving the game out. But that's how we are, bro. We want to see everybody eat.
Well, you got to remember, I'm not sure how old you are, Dub. I'm 46.
Okay, I'm 37.
Okay, yeah. So I got a little bit of age on you, but I can remember being a kid and my mom's taking us to Sam's Club, and I can remember we used to walk around Sam's Club, and there would be the people there giving out samples, and they would give you samples of things you would never think that you would even buy, and just about everything we tried, my mom bought.
Come on, I love it.
So so I tell people, it doesn't take any flame away from my torch to light yours.
Come on.
So why wouldn't I give you the information? You know what I'm saying? And I tell people I give the game away, but the execution is what you're paying for.
Absolutely.
You're really investing when you invest with, whether it's yourself or myself or any of us out there who are doing this, is that you're really investing to learn how to implement. Because you can like you play sports, right?
Yes, sir.
What sport did you play?
Football and basketball.
Okay, you know how to shoot a basket.
Absolutely.
You know how to throw a football. But you still may get a trainer. Why? Because now you want to become more efficient with the number of baskets you make. Same thing in business, or we'll just take, working with us in this space is like, it's how do you become more efficient? Instead of getting that $3,000 credit card, I'm going to show you, or you will show them how to get a $30,000. Because I often tell people all the time, you can do everything that I offer, but would you want to squander that 0% interest on a $2,000 card when Dub Washington can get you a $50,000 card? And so that's what you're investing in, is the implementation of the strategies and the many years of experience that you have in different things of that nature. So let's talk a little bit about some structuring. So there's somebody watching right now, Dub, and they're like, you know what? All right, enough is enough. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm seeing everybody win at this game. Like, okay, Dub, where do I start?
Understand that personal profile structure is the single most important thing across.
Let them know, Dub.
There's
no other magic sauce.
It's nothing comparable to profile structure. And speaking of profile structure, I often tell people we like to build with tier 1 and tier 2 banks.
Right.
A lot of people will go out and because they've been led wrong, they go and add Rental Karma. They're going to add Rent Reporters. They're going to add these credit builder accounts. And then whenever you get on the latter end, because we're looking towards the future, once you get on that latter end, what ends up happening is the underwriters are looking at the comparables.
Subpar accounts.
And they like, okay, this only screams one or two things. One, either you never had any credit or no history with credit, or two, you just came out of credit repair.
Definitely.
That's screaming at the top of the mountain for that.
100%.
So personal profile structure with the quality comparables is where you want to go at. You should not care if you get an $1,000 limit or $2,000 limit whenever you're first starting out, because you want to build with tier 1 and tier 2 banks, Chase, American Express, Wells Fargo, BOA, a lot of these national banks. You want to build with them because we can always get credit limit increases along the way.
Definitely.
By the time you get to business credit, which is the real name of the game, you already had your personal profile structured with comparables, and then they see the quality that you have on there, and it makes it a lot easier when you get down the road versus getting to the end of the road and then you realize that you don't have the correct tires for this type of terrain.
Wow. You know what's so interesting as you're sharing that? I remember, man, back early in my journey, like around 2015, 15, 16, as social media started to get popularized and I'm putting out content, I used to get beat up by the credit police trolls because I said I didn't like secure credit cards. And I say that because why would you have 5 secured cards with $300 limits with C-tier banks?
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? But then not only that, people are adding it prematurely because you still got your credit utilization is still at 95%. Adding a $500 secure credit card does nothing for your score.
Absolutely nothing.
And so that's why the coaching or the mentorship or working with someone who understands credit and not just selling credit repair or selling you credit coaching or business funding is important. So how do you separate yourself from people being able to understand digging in the weeds at that depth? Because I think that's what separates you and I is that we're not talking a surface level game, which is why we're able to get into some of the rooms that we're in. So how do you separate yourself being able to go into the weeds and really talk to people to that?
So, and I often tell people this, it's great that you asked that question because I tell people a lot, I differentiate myself from it is because I actually want to see people win. The free information that I'm giving out, like you could follow this blueprint with me and your free content. They could follow the blueprint and go and get access to their first 6 figures just off of the free information, right? And then the thing is like we lead by value. So in this time and age, it's not many people that's going to do that. It's always something on the back end of it where they're trying to pitch you on this, they trying to upsell you, etc. And we just really like, bro, like that's why I was like, bro, I got to tap in with you, bro, and come on the platform because
that, man.
I watched a lot of your content and what you say, you don't mind standing at the top of the mountain and saying secure credit cards doesn't make sense.
Yeah, man.
I don't mind standing at the top of the mountain saying credit builders does not make any sense.
100%.
We're building for longevity, and just guiding people in a way for longevity, letting them know like, listen, it's going to come a point to where you're going to have to answer to the what's on your profile right now. And then adding those type of accounts, bro, it's not going to be good. While most people, I tell people this, and then they going to get mad at us, Will.
Hey, that's all right.
But the people that often have these things and they're pitching them, they also have an affiliate link behind it. So
That's
are
what
they
it
really
is.
trying to help you, or are they trying to tell you to go sign up for Kovo, go sign up for Rent Report, and then they send you an affiliate link, and then they're getting paid on the back end from it? I just had to say it because most people don't know, bro.
They don't. And I'm not even mad at people in wanting to make some money. But like you say, it's the intent behind it. I'm not gonna steer somebody in a scenario where it doesn't benefit them. Like I had a call with a client the other day who wanted to buy some authorized users, trade lines.
Come on.
You know, the terminology is interchangeable. And I said, I'm not going to sell you on this because it's not going to benefit you.
So many people don't do that.
They don't. And Dub, I'm not going to lie. I've probably left millions of dollars on the table, millions, because I don't sell everybody everything. I'm here to say, you know what? You wasting your time doing that, or that's not going to benefit you. And it's not a lot of people who are willing to do that, but that's why we're still here, because a lot of people are no longer here from 2020, from 2019 to 2023. A lot of people fell out because they're not really living what it is that they preach. And that's one of the many, many things that I appreciate about what you're doing is like, you're like, look, I'm not here just to sell you today. I'm here to sell you on your forever. And that's what so many people aren't willing to do, because you are going to sacrifice the upfront money. And because let's just say, I mean, at the end of the day, everybody is in this space to try to make some money and feed their family and change their circumstance. But when you do it the right way, people are more favorable to be with you throughout a cycle and saying, okay, Doug, what else can you teach me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you helped me fix my credit. Now what's next? Okay, you helped me get some capital. Now how do I keep the capital? Now, okay, now that I keep the capital, how do I grow the capital? So what's that kind of blueprint, if you know, for people who are watching, what's kind of that tier of getting them from a point of ground zero to elevation? Because like you say, anybody can get a credit card, anybody can fix their credit, but let's talk a little bit about elevation after we've built their foundation. So what's
I love
next?
that, bro. Personal branding and getting into whatever it is that interests you. A lot of times people get in business because of how much money it makes, and you have no interest or desire into that particular field. So that's one of the worst things that you can do is
Oh,
be
man.
doing something.
Trucking.
Yeah, come on. Like you get into it's making great money, but then you like, bro, like you hate to get up every single day and do it, or you just taking on another hat. Like you
Or
still
they just
working a
doing it
job.
because they think it's a lot of money in there.
Exactly.
And that ruined our community, not to cut you off.
this is
we,
good.
We jumped into things because we thought it made us a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
And people were lying to them.
Yes.
Facts. People was look. I'm gonna just say people was lying to y'all.
Yeah, that's facts.
You know
bro.
what I'm saying? So how do you steer people and really showing them no? This is what it really is. Forget what everybody else is saying, because you have to, like you say, you got to stand tall amongst people who are gonna go against what you say.
Mm-hmm. What's your North Star? If your North Star is obtaining $1 million in cash flowing $1,500 to $2,000 a month to pay off your mortgage, etc., then that's perfectly fine. Everybody is not cut out to be multimillionaires. Some people are perfectly fine with generating, let's just say, $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month. So wherever you want to go, I often tell people is like, don't look at social media because every person is not telling you the full story. I post things on social media, but you're not going to see me glorifying the losses. Everybody has them. You'll see me talking about, okay, I got this, etc., but I don't post everything.
Right.
And then most people don't understand. It's like, we real people. In this digital world, we are real people. And it's hard to differentiate what's real and what's fake. So the only thing that we can do is, one, see where they want to go and then guide them in the light to where they're trying to go in the form of financial. And then even if you want to tap into spirituality, health-wise, everything. I see you've been in the gym too, bro.
Man,
So
look, I saw my pictures from 2014. I had to go. I had to get right, duh.
Yes,
You
sir.
know what
Yes, sir.
I'm saying?
So it's just understanding the person and
Right.
really taking that time to talk with them, because everybody's journey is going to be different.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Some people are going to have the story of Joseph. Some people are going to have the story of Noah. Some people are going to have the story of different people. And I'm very spiritual. I think everybody should try to live their lives in a form of a biblical figure.
100%.
You see what I'm saying? So hope I don't offend your audience with that.
No,
But
look, man, this is for the people who want to be here.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And that's the thing too. I tell people, especially working with entrepreneurs, is that you have to be okay with everybody not being for everybody.
Yes, sir.
And that's the hardest part, I think, especially even for us, because we grow up in a culture where being liked was like a good thing.
Yeah.
In order to be successful at anything, you have to be okay with not being liked.
Come on, you preaching.
And that's the thing that's the intangible that personal development teach you, because we're going to give you the intangibles. You can learn how to run a route. Mm-hmm. You can learn how to throw a football. You can learn how to shoot a free throw. But what you gonna do when somebody come and elbow you across the middle of the field?
Yeah.
What you gonna do when somebody is pulling on the back of your jersey? Mm-hmm. Like, you have to know how to deal with those things mentally, man. And so for somebody who's watching this and they're like, man, I've tried everything. Everybody's taking advantage. Like, what would you say to someone who is kind of battling psychologically on if this is a path for them to start at? And understanding, this, I always say the game of economics is bigger than credit.
Mm-hmm. What's your why? I'm a big visualization type person. So I say it's going to be the year 2053. If you have kids now, nieces, nephews, anybody that's depending on you, they're going to come up and they're going to ask you, in the age of cryptocurrency, digital real estate, which is a platform that you've built, which is an amazing one.
Thank you.
What did you do during that time from 2020 to now? And you're going to have to answer to your kids or loved ones, et cetera, whenever they see other people that leverage the information that was available to you to get where they're at. And then your life is not, and I'm not saying you should be in a comparison type 100%. Situation, but just saying, like, we had the same exact opportunities. What did you make of it? The law of many talents. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
I try to say the law of many talents, but it's really the parable of talents.
No.
Matthew 5:24.
Look, you better
like,
drop it on them.
Come on, man. Listen, I've been heavy in that word. So just
100%.
understanding is like, your talent is meant to take you where it is destined to take you no further. And what you do with it, the Lord wants us to multiply. Are you multiplying what's already given to you? Because some people will say, bro, like, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm not getting where I want to go. But with the little bit of information that you have, the little bit of money that you have, what are you doing
What
with
are you
it?
doing with it, man?
So that's really the thing. That's like you got to dig deep into oneself,
Right.
find out what's your why, and then everything else will fall into place, brother.
That's why that personal development is so
Yes, sir.
important. So I want to say one thing real quick, and then I'll let you kind of give your last words. To what you were talking about, it reminds me of, and I often tell people, do you know why most people don't know their great-great-great-grandparents?
Why is that? I like this, bro. Talk to me.
Because they didn't leave you nothing. So when you talk about getting to that 2053, people are setting themselves up to where their last name eventually is going to die.
You just hit me in the chest with that, bro.
And so I tell people, this is why I do what I do. It ain't even about the money. No, man, I've accomplished everything that I never thought I could accomplish. So if I never did anything else again, I could hang my hat proudly and say, man, I did everything that my 7th grade teacher said I couldn't do, that Keisha who wouldn't give me a chance in 5th grade said I couldn't do, from everything, being told I would be dead or in jail by the time I was 21. I did everything unimaginable to most individuals, but to be able to go out here and create a legacy for my great-great-grandchildren to know who Will Roundtree is, that's why I do this.
Listen, bro, I love it. And I often speak on this a lot because, like I say, visualization is key.
Right.
You got to visualize things before it actually happen. Just think year is 20 or 30 years from now.
100%.
That could be for different people. The picture over the fireplace. Your loved ones are sitting around. You 2-3 generations gone. Great-great-grandfather built this for us. They looking out over this estate. And big old picture of Will Roundtree. Big old picture of Doug Washington sitting over the fireplace. And they're like, damn, that's the one who left us all of this. That's the ones who put us in position to where we don't have to work for these other families whenever their great-grandfather got their picture over that fireplace.
100%.
So that's one of the things is like, that's ingrained in me is like, bro, just think about that. What picture are you leaving over that fireplace?
It's that simple.
Just that
It's
simple,
that simple. So a couple questions that I want to leave the viewers with. Credit repair or debt consolidation, and why?
Credit repair, man.
I know I already knew your answer, but
Yes,
I
sir.
want them to know.
Yes,
I want them to know
for
why.
sure. Credit repair. And then the thing is this is what a lot of people don't understand about credit repair. Once you get the credit repair, whether you use Metro 2, consumer law, that's neither here nor there.
It really is all the same.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Make it right
That's
with the
all.
banks. Because yes, the statute of limitations may be gone.
but they got that record in
come
the back.
on,
20
come on.
years sometimes.
Now you blacklisted.
Yeah.
So I
Yep.
say once it's removed off your credit, go back and say, listen, man, I want to make this right with you. How can I pay the $1,000? How can I pay this? While most
hold on. Before you might not get invited to some more rooms after
bro,
this
you know
one.
they gonna, listen, but I'm here to speak the real. We different,
You
bro.
might not get invited to some more places after this one, man. But no, good stuff though. So you can go ahead and keep cooking, man.
Yeah. And once they remove it off of your credit, you got to understand underwriters are key.
All right.
If I run off on Truist, and Truist is an underwriter for other banks, I get it removed off of my credit, but they're an underwriter for other institutions. Now you can't go to these institutions because you didn't pay the original bank back that you ran off on. And at the end of the day, people don't realize this. You spent the money. What did you spend it on? It's really that simple.
It's really that simple, man. No, I agree, man. And that's why I tell people, like, man, there's still an ethical factor if you want to have a longevity in this industry.
For sure.
When it comes to credit, man. The top 3 banks that somebody can go to and start their credit journey. Let's start on a personal side, and then we can do the business side.
Personal side, that's great that you asked that, because a lot of the times when people don't audit the correct banks, they go to banks that specialize in personal funding for business credit, like a Navy Federal. Why would you go to Navy Federal and get a business credit card? They
That's
don't
not
offer
their.
0%.
That's not their
go-to
at all.
So I would say one national bank, one credit union, and maybe like one community bank. So that would be American Express, personal, because once you start with them on a personal side, even though they are double pulling with Experian and TransUnion now, you can get access to 13, 14 credit cards with no other inquiry.
Yep.
I'm currently holding 16 with them right now. So American Express for the personal side. I would go Navy Federal because the thing is, Navy Federal will allow you to grow with them along the way.
Yeah.
We can get up to 50,000 on the on the cash rewards, and then once we get to the flagship card, that's at 80,000. Think about having an $80,000 comparable on your profile.
Right.
American
Not that paid off auto
Come
loan
on.
people trying to sell
Oh,
y'all.
man.
Banks don't give you credit on paid off
Come
account.
on, come on.
We might not get invited.
We ain't gonna
nowhere
get
after
invited
this.
no more.
We gonna start our own. We
gonna
might not get invited over after this one.
And then I would do like a local credit union that understands you, who your family been with. They may know, you've been banking with them for years.
Right.
I would say go to them. This is for personal. Now for business, I would go to, let's just say, like a Truist. And the thing with that is you can start with the personal side with Truist, and they have both personal and business
Right.
products. So we want to start building out with banks who understand us in the form of borrowing behavior.
Yeah.
So if I start with you on a personal side, personal checking account, I may get a personal auto loan or a personal loan, personal credit card. I build with you for 3, 6, possibly even a year.
Definitely.
You're going to lend more to me whenever I get to that business side. But the reason why I say Truist is because it's banks that allow you to get multiple products with one hard pull. It's called multi-dip banks.
Okay.
Some people say double dip, but whenever you get into banks that offer more than one product, we do multi-dip.
Right.
Truist pull your credit one time, you can get access to 4 different business credit cards
Yeah.
with them.
And a lot of banks don't do that.
Come on.
A lot of banks do not do that.
Another one that I would say is Citizens Bank.
Okay.
The reason why I would say Citizens is because this bank, very similar to like multi-dip, they offer multi-entity. So if you got 3 businesses, you can go into Citizens, apply for one credit card under Roundtree 1, another credit card under Roundtree 2, and then you could get up to 3 different business credit cards, and they only pull your credit one time.
Definitely.
So that's multi-entity. So Truist, Truist, Citizens, and then I would also add in the Eline Financial. A lot of people go, okay, where is Eline Financial at? This is an underwriter. So this could
So y'all
be.
better get right with them.
Yes, sir, get right. And then this is what I particularly tailor to, is like my structure card.
Definitely.
They're going to give you 0% interest for 18 months. You're building a relationship with them. So, and they underwrite for about 1,400 credit unions. So you're building out with a major underwriter who then underwrites for other institutions, and you really just putting that footprint in the ground. So whenever you get later on in the future, later on in your funding sequence, it's a lot easier for you.
Man, no, I 100% agree, and I love what you said. How that's like a bank that you want to build a relationship with, so that you can build out. Because the thing that I often tell people, what messes people up, I think, on this journey, Dub, is that people are in a hurry to get rich, that it keeps them poor.
Oh my God.
And when you're in a hurry to get rich, you end up staying poor because you make decisions prematurely and based off of desperation. And when I talk about, I have this thing where, we always are taught the laws of success, the laws of manifestation. But the law that people seem to skip is the law of vibration. And the lowest area of the law of vibration is confusion. And this is where so many people are at. They're in a state of confusion. And that's why you got to tap in with my good friend and my brother Dub, because he's going to get you out of the state of confusion, ladies and gentlemen. He just told y'all how to separate and get the personal credit first. And then look, he telling y'all stuff that might get him kicked out of some credit rooms.
For sure.
Because that's how they make their money. And he just gave you this for the free ski, man. So how can people find you? What do you have coming up, Dub? And why should they tap in with you?
Listen, man, first and foremost, I got a free PDF that I want to drop directly to your audience.
Okay.
And then it's basically telling you how to bank audit. Because it's one thing to know what bureau do you pull from? What's the max limit on the credit cards? But we go a lot further so far as like what percentage of revenue do you lend off of? What's the maximum exposure across all products?
Right.
What is the lending
Which is
exposure?
important. A lot of people don't know that.
Like, so most people are building with institutions and you're already at their max exposure. You with Navy Federal and you have $80,000 on 2 credit cards, or you have $80,000 on the flagship and you're still having them as your primary bank. They're serving no benefit.
You're capped.
You're capped out. So what I want everybody to do is text LIST, LIST, to 864-721-8750, and then you're going to get a free PDF on how to literally go in and bank audit the banks. That's one of the things that we don't do in our community, is understand what type of lending do you specialize in. So that's one of the ways.
Okay.
I often run a a free masterclass every other Wednesday, and then you can hit the link in my bio. It'll be posted there. But it's the reinventedconsulting.com, and then it's a masterclass where I break down just credit building strategies, how to go out and structure your funding sequences, etc. And then last but not least, follow me at Dub Washington on all social media platforms, bro.
Y'all already heard. Y'all follow my good friend and my brother Dub Washington, who came all the way from Atlanta, Georgia, to come and sit with myself. And man, this has been a dope dialogue,
this is
man.
dope,
and we
bro.
definitely want to, keep this going because, often people come to me, and one of the things that I've always told myself I wanted to do is that, as people in this credit industry come up, I always want to be able to reach back and share my platform, because I tell people, look, I can't help everybody.
Come on.
It's enough for all of us to eat. And that's the thing that I've always built my business on, is I'm not afraid to open up and say, look, this person do this, and we all, have a commonality, but, if you may be their cup of tea on how you speak.
Absolutely.
So it's enough for all of us. Like, it don't have to be about no bickering, no competition, and all of that stuff, man. So I definitely appreciate you reaching out and tapping in with me. And so y'all already know, this is Will Roundtree here with the Full-Time CEO podcast, where we interview dope individuals, businessmen, businesswomen, entrepreneurs, moguls, and people for the culture. And so make sure y'all tap in. Everything will be listed down below or in the captions. And as you already know, I'll see you at the top. Let's go. Save your way out of poverty. If the bank is going to take your money invested in real estate, how come we not doing that?
We got to focus on ownership. We have to own shit. I love investing in real estate. It's the one tangible asset class that has stood the test of time.